Quiet on set.
Roll camera.
Sound speed.
Mark, please. And action.
Take one, marker. Welcome back to Students in Focus. I'm Katie, student producer at the Utah Education Network. This week we feature films from the Focus on the Future Film Festival, put together by the Utah Film Commission. We had the opportunity to attend the awards night to celebrate with the talented student filmmakers. First up is The Roundabout, a short by Oliver Estrada Brown. This film was awarded Best Location at the film festival. Find out what happens as three friends try to decide how to spend their afternoon.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
I'm not sure.
We could get food?
I don't know. I'm not really hungry.
Same. What do you guys want to do instead?
We could go to Nikki's party.
Okay! We have got 7 times around this roundabout to figure out where we are going.
What? Dude, no, just go straight.
Well, no, because then, turn around. It doesn't matter. Just figure out where we're trying to go.
Why do you always do this, Isaac?
Okay, well, what if we go see a movie?
I'm not paying. A hike?
No.
Yeah, no. We could go bowling.
What is this, a date? Okay, that's true. Just Google fun things to do in Provo.
We live in Provo.
Dude, what if we get pulled over? We can go around 5 more times before it's illegal.
Illegal?
Which is fine because we're going to Oliver.
I can't find my phone.
Okay, well, we can't go back for it. Ansel, you pull up directions.
To where?
Oliver.
Why is this on me?
Oh, because
actually, we could go to...
Hello? We have the right of way. It's fine.
Did they just flip us off? Oh, fire and rain!
Did you think we were gonna exit? It's perfectly normal to go around the roundabout 7 times.
Oliver, where were you gonna say?
What? Oh, wait, what? Oh, Eden's party!
Yes. Where am I going?
I think Eden kind of likes me.
Wait, no.
No?
No, we should go to Nikki's party.
Nikki has a party?
Yeah,
How many people throw parties this early in the morning?
Why would we go to Nikki's party?
Come on, we're basically a thing.
Basically a thing.
Okay, whose girl am I taking us to?
Whoa, okay, listen, she's not my girl.
We've been hanging out.
I'm gonna lay on the groundwork. I know she likes me. We're friends. We've been doing this non-label.
Which exit am I taking?
This one.
Okay, you guys figure it out.
Okay, well, let's just go to Eden's party. We can stop by Nikki's after.
No, because I have a thing at 3.
What? Since when?
My parents need me for a
Your
thing.
parents do not need you for a thing.
I love this song. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, see ya.
What even is this party anyway?
It's like a senior thing.
A senior thing. I'm a senior.
But you're not graduating.
Guys, be real.
What? Yes, I am.
You are?
Yes.
But you're never in class.
Why are we talking about this right now?
Oh, gee, crazy seeing you.
When did you even start seeing Nikki anyways?
What?
What?
You still owe me that $20 from yesterday.
Dude, what are you even talking about
Wait,
right now?
guys! We've seen this tree before. We might be going in circles. Also, it's the same party.
What?
What?
It's the same party. It's Jack's party. Nikki and Eden just invited you guys.
Wait, then where's it at?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, I have the invitation on my phone.
Great.
Which I don't have.
We could call Nikki.
Do you have her number?
No.
No? Isaac, let's
Hey,
go
I
back
have
for my
Nikki's
phone.
number.
Isaac, let me talk to her.
Isaac, pay attention to the road.
Hey, Nikki. Say hi to Ansel.
Hi, Nikki.
Isaac, watch the road.
No, Jesus. Hey, so anyway, so where's... Nikki, where's the party?
Okay, that's 7. We have to exit
Isaac,
now.
let me talk to her.
Wait. The party's not till 7?
Oh. Yeah, Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, crap. Okay, what do you guys want to do instead?
I'm not sure.
Dude, we don't have time for this. Just exit.
Guys?
I'll exit when it's time to exit.
We could go bowling. Honestly, bowling's still an option.
Dude, there's a cop.
What?
Well, technically he's only seen us go around once. So we can still go around 6 more times. Wait, no, dude, I need my phone.
What? Why?
My speedometer's broken. That tells me how fast I'm going.
Why do you need to know how fast
What's
you're
your
going?
password?
So I don't speed?
It's a roundabout.
Well, what's the speed limit in a roundabout?
It's like 5 miles per hour.
5 miles per Oliver. Look it up.
Well, what's your
I
password?
just looked it up. It's 15 miles
Oh,
per
you
hour.
just looked it up? Okay, I'm speeding up then. So I'll speed up. There's like, we're not breaking any laws. It's the speed limit. We
We're
just
gonna get
found
pulled
out.
over.
Can we get my phone?
Yeah, sure. Oliver, get off your phone so we can figure out where we're going.
I don't see you offering any ideas.
Why do we have to come back this way?
Honestly, we could just hang out.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
We're looking for student-produced films and videos to feature on TV. Learn more at uen.org/studentsinfocus to have your media considered for an upcoming episode of Students in Focus. We caught up with the director, Oliver, and co-writer, Isaac, to hear about the process of creating the roundabout, as well as celebrating their work at the Focus on the Future Film Festival.
We have this longer, so Roundabout is derived, it's a small scene from a longer screenplay called The Valley Boys that we're still kind of working on. And we just wanted to make a small part of it, and then it's a story about kind of me in high school and Isaac in high school and our friendship and our other friends as well. But Isaac does this thing, well, he'll go into a roundabout and just circle it forever. And we went, hey, that'll work, that'll do, yep. So it's pretty much based off a true story. In fact, we considered putting based on a true story, like at the beginning.
The idea sparked from what I thought the law was. That's kind of the truth. I am like 80% sure that it was a law. At some point in Utah, you could only go around a roundabout 7 times. And I think I learned that and was like, that's so funny, why is it 7 times? And there's this roundabout, it's the roundabout we filmed at. It's like 3 minutes from my house, and I would drive, it's right by a gas station. It was somewhere just I went all the time. And I just remember, I remember the day it happened. I remember the first day I was with like 2 or 3 buddies of mine, got into the roundabout, and I think they were like arguing, kind of just, friendly banter. And I just started driving around, and one of them was like, Isaac, what's happening? And I was like, I'm not gonna get out of this roundabout until you figure it out, and maybe we'll get pulled over by the cops, and that's gonna be your fault. And then from then, every time any roundabout ever showed up, that's what I would do, which was really fun. Oliver would call me, and he would say, Isaac, I have a new idea, I have a new draft, I have a new scene written. I would go over to his house, or he would come over, or we'd just FaceTime, and we'd read the scene, and something that I love doing is just cold reads. I love it when I have a new script and I'll just do a bunch of really crazy ideas. And I would say a line, I'd do something, and then I'd go, okay, I think we should do this. And Oliver would laugh at whatever I said. You're like, that's a great idea. And we put in just the most outlandish things. We would, whatever we could think of, like the Jesus take the wheel moment, like we're writing a song, like crazy ideas.
My experience as an actor and a director, well, I knew going into it that would be kind of hard. I didn't want to be watching my actors or hyper-critical of them. I wanted to be able to like stay in the moment and focus on myself. And so what we did is we just rehearsed it. Like we had the whole thing memorized. We had, I think, 2 rehearsals before we started shooting where we just ran it over and over. And so then by the time we got there, in terms of like the theater and the choices we were making, I felt good about, I felt confident. And so I was able to just set up the camera beforehand and then fully get in the moment and act with these guys. We did a little in pre-production, some test footage. We just started testing up the camera, and we quickly realized like we need a very small, a very short lens, a very wide angle lens. We need something that is small and compact and easy to maneuver. And then we just were like, this'll do. And so we were like, let's just shoot it on location, which was so much fun. An issue with that though was that we had like lighting. I knew from the very beginning, I was like, lighting is going to be terrifying, and how do we manage that? And the way we actually did manage it is we just shot from the moment the sun went over the mountain, so that was like 7:30 till only about 9. So we just like went back every single day until we got everything we needed, and went around so many times. We got very used to it. Like, I think our record is like 30-something, like 37 times in one session of filming.
I think the biggest challenge on day 1 of filming, it was like July 8th. We had, scouted the location, we were there. The first shot that we were filming was the hardest shot. It was the swivel shot, where it's a continuous shot and it goes around the roundabout. And so what we did is we duct taped the rig to the top of the car to get that shot. And Oliver was like, hey, let's just go try it. So we drove a couple, minutes away. We'd drive back to the roundabout and then we would just go around however many times to get the shot. And about halfway through, I'm sitting there like, oh no, I'm getting like really dizzy. I think I'm gonna throw up. And so they're like in the middle of the scene acting. I was like, guys, I need to pull over. So we get out, we pull into our parking lot, and I get out of the car and I'm like, oh no. And they're like, uh-oh, like, are we gonna be able to film this? This whole thing revolves around the idea that we have to go around this roundabout. And Oliver was like, you okay? And I was like, give me 20 minutes. And we kind of sat there, chatted. I get back in the car and I was like, let's just do it. And then we got back into the roundabout and I never was dizzy again.
It was never the intention to submit Roundabout to a film festival, but then after I finished it, it took more time than I thought it would take to edit. And so at that point I was showing it to friends and family and they were like, you might as well, like this is great. And so, yep, I just looked in the film frame, right? I found that one and I found one other and submitted it. We got accepted into both, which is amazing. We did attend the event. We were the only ones wearing our own merch.
Here's our merch. It was exciting. It's not for sale yet, but...
Everyone was so supportive. I was definitely very anxious approaching it, like this is my first film. I'm certainly an actor first, and then competing against these films that like their credits would just roll and roll, and I was like, we had 3 people on this project, oh my gosh. But no, and then I got to meet everyone and everyone was very sweet and we won Best Location. Which of course, a roundabout in the middle of Utah is gonna be the best location. Come on. Being recognized was a little bit terrifying because after watching all of these films and seeing all of the like really cool choices people were making and a lot of the creative genius that was put in front of me, and then to be personally awarded, I was like, oh, I don't know if I deserve this. It was pretty intimidating. But then afterwards, I realized that was dumb. Like, I think, yes, I'm very proud of the work I did, and so it feels very good to be awarded, and it helps me keep going and make more stuff.
It felt so cool going to this professional place with something that, I'd never done anything like that. I have made, dumb videos. I've done a bunch of high school shows. And so for my first like real exciting project that I was a part of, to go to this place with a bunch of other people that shared my passions and interests, and to just see their work, I was like, if my work being on par with what I'm seeing, like it was so cool. And I remember we were sitting there and it was like, we were like halfway through. So we got through like maybe 10 films or 5 films. And then ours comes up and the first thing comes up and we all go, oh no, it's actually happening. It's showing in front of a lot of people and they're gonna see it and judge us and it's gonna be the worst. And then it goes and everyone was laughing. I was like, okay, this is fine. Actually, this is exciting. But yeah, that first initial like, wow, this is like it's showing and it's gonna be the worst maybe, but it was awesome. I think it's important for students specifically because you're in this place of your life where you're an adult. It's the beginning of your real career life, and these festivals are kind of a showcasing of what people our age can do, and people even not our age, people in their, well into their career. And so to have that opportunity where to say like, I am young and I've done something, it's not perfect, but I can put it up with these people that done something really cool. Just to be able to put yourself out there and make connections and get that publicity, I think that's awesome. Like that's something that everyone who wants to make it in this business should do. That's a super cool opportunity that they have.
We had always planned to post Roundabout on YouTube. And so when the day came to post it, I was like, I just spent 6 months of my life, like from beginning to writing all the way to like the final touches of editing. And I'm just alone in my room on some like random Friday afternoon hitting submit on YouTube. It felt really underwhelming and like I had wasted my time. And so to be able to go to a film festival and to be seen and have discourse about the film and the choices I made and the art that we're all making together, like that's really what we do it for. Like any of it for, any art for, is to be able to connect with people and to find community. And film festivals are such a great way to do that. They're really quite fun in that way.
Utah's a magical place with a lot of energy.
Within 20 minutes of driving from downtown Salt Lake City, you're in the mountains. It just looks so American to me.
You come to Salt Lake City, you come to Utah, you find a crew who is hungry and they want to stretch themselves every single day to sort of match your vision.
We were able to crew and cast so much locally. I think that brought so much to the project.
It's just easier to sort of make our ideas happen here.
Next, we chatted with Derek Mellis, production manager, and Carly Mayhouse, production coordinator from the Utah Film Commission. They spearheaded the Focus on the Future event and have worked in Utah film for many years.
I think the favorite part of my job is getting to do set visits for the projects that we get to go see, and a lot of them are incentive projects, but sometimes we get to go see other projects that aren't part of the incentive program. But a lot of these sets have old coworkers that I used to work with that are still my friends, so it's great to just still connect with the film industry. I first got involved in filmmaking from a pretty young age. I knew from junior high that I wanted to work in film. I started working at a movie theater, first job I could get, and I just fell even more in love with movies. And I ended up going to Weber State. I'm from Ogden originally. I went to Weber State, and at the time they didn't have a film program, so I ended up getting my associate's degree from there and transferred everything over to the University of Utah, where I got my bachelor's in film. And then I actually ended up transferring all of that back to Weber State and got my communications degree from there as well, because at that time they ended up having a better film program. And then thanks to Weber State, I was able to participate in the production assistant training program that the Utah Film Commission actually put together. And I got a job after that, after I took that training course, and started working for Disney and a couple local productions around here. And yeah, just skyrocketed. Right after college, between kind of Weber State and University of Utah, I was working at Fox 13. I was a production assistant there, and then I also transitioned into editing there before I left to pursue production assistant jobs full-time. And then I started as a set PA, and then I transitioned over to office PA and transitioned my way up from assistant production coordinator to production coordinator. So I was working 12-hour days, as it is in film, and I got pregnant. Yay! And I worked all the way up through my entire pregnancy. I gave birth like 2 weeks after I finished a job. And then I was off for a little while with my daughter, and then I needed to get back in the workforce, and I went back to work, and it was really hard because I wasn't really seeing her that much. I was going to work before she would wake up. I was getting home after she went to sleep, so I needed a change, and the Utah Film Commission had an opening. long story short, basically it didn't work out at the time because I had committed to work on this show, and I finished the show, and the person who they ended up hiring didn't work out. So then the position became available again, very kismet timing, and I was offered the job. I wear a couple different hats. I am the first line of defense for any calls or emails that come into the office, so I'm probably one of the first people you're talking to. I'll help with locations. If anybody needs help with finding a location, either they can send us their script and we can do a script location breakdown, or if they're just looking for a really specific thing, we can help them out that way or just send them the resources that we have. We assist with permits, we get them to the right contact. The biggest part of our job is probably the incentive, that the Motion Picture Incentive Program that the Film Commission has. We take in those applications, we have a whole process for awarding these incentives, and we get to go through all the materials, and it's very fun. Contract wizard is what I'm often called by one coworker. 2024 marked 100 years of film and television in Utah, and we were going to do events throughout the entire year as we were brainstorming what was coming up. And Derek, my colleague, we already took part in the Fear No Film Festival with the Utah Arts Festival, and we thought, let's do a film festival for the students and look towards the future. So we called it the Focus on the Future Film Festival. I would say that several of them had already been entered in festivals and kind of knew the lay of the land already, had already knew what to expect. The ones that were first-timers to a festival, it seemed to be, I think that it really opened them up to the possibility of bigger festivals. I think it's important for them to have opportunities to not only showcase their work, but also to meet fellow filmmakers. Like, one thing that I really loved being a part of was the energy that all of these filmmakers came together. They were all just talking to each other about what their film project was and what they were working on next, and just the connections that were made the night of both events was incredible. Advice I would give to a student pursuing that a career in film and television, I would say go to as many networking events as you can and do any job that's offered. If you be it a PA, as a caterer, even as just a background player sometimes, as an extra, you can just get on set, you can meet the people, you can see what you even really want to do. I would say that most filmmakers, I think in college, in university, most students just say, I want to be a director. But do you? I don't know if you have seen all the positions that are available.
My favorite thing about my job is to travel around with the producers and the directors when they come in on preliminary scouts, to show them places firsthand, to introduce them to business owners and potential crew, to just show off the state and act like a tour guide for Utah. I first started working in film quite accidentally, actually, and a friend who I'd worked with at a photo lab years before, who had been working in the film industry as a location scout, said the art department needed some help on a production, and I went in as a set dresser, got to know some of the folks. A few of them I knew from before, and then I sort of day played between the art department and the construction department on a show. I had transitioned over into the locations department and found that was more my jam, and I was assistant location manager on a television series that was filming here in Utah called Everwood. And when that show ended, I got a call from the Film Commission. They needed somebody to come in and cover for the location scout, and for about 2 months. So the Film Commission, we're a mighty team of 5. We are under the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity, directly under the Utah Office of Tourism. It's our role to market the state as a filming destination. We promote local resources like the amazing crews that we have here, the cast that we have here in Utah, and of course our beautiful locations and our vendors and support services. My role as the production manager is I work very closely with the producers and the director typically. I'll look at things from storyboards or look decks from commercials. I'll read scripts. I'll usually break them down by location and try and convince them to film in Utah rather than another state or country, based on the look that we can offer here. So the way we put the festival together, I should probably back up and mention that I've been the artistic coordinator for the Fear No Film Festival at the Utah Arts Festival for 7 years now. And Carly assisted me in the last couple of years. It was kind of an immediate thing to think of putting on a film festival for the students. The events were both really exciting. So we had a screening for Northern Utah at the Salt Lake Public Library downtown. And we ended up with so much work from all of the different higher ed learning programs that we ended up having to do a screening of just Northern Utah work at the Northern Utah screening. And then we did a second screening in Southern Utah, the Electric Theater in St. George, working with the Film and Media Alliance of Southern Utah. We had an award ceremony immediately following both events, where they were able to get celebrated for their accomplishments. We're definitely turnkey for the film industry, meaning that you can find equipment, you can find crew, you can find cast, you can find locations. Everything you need to make a feature or television series, you can find here in Utah. I think it's important for students to have opportunities like Focus on the Future just to build confidence in themselves, and so they realize, maybe the work that they are doing does matter, and can get that feedback, that direct feedback you can only get from a live audience and your peers, So the advice that I would give to a student pursuing a film career would be to look at all the different options that you have, to definitely focus on networking opportunities, to reach out both in person and online to however you can, to film productions that are happening in Utah. So the film opportunities that students can pursue utilizing the Film Commission, definitely go to our website. There are multiple articles on there of how to get started in the film industry. But there's also a location library. There's also a list of support services and vendors that we have here in the state. And there are also crew listings as well. Once a student actually has a verifiable credit, whether it's a short film or a student film, they can list with us in the PA department and hopefully get a call one day to work as a PA on a TV or film or commercial project.
Thanks to Derek and Carly for coming on the show. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Students in Focus. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next episode. And you can check out past episodes at UENVideo. Don't forget, you can submit your student projects to be featured here on Students in Focus. See you next time.